Hello and welcome back to Gapeys Grow Room. Today we're going to go over another experiment that I did in the grow room this season, and it wasn't something that I had planned on doing initially. I normally use ProMix for all of my potting mixes in the grow room, but unfortunately I could not find any locally at the beginning of this season when I needed it for my fig cuttings and my peppers, which I start early, and also my onions. So I decided to give Sunshine Mix number 4 a try. I got the organic version. I think they've also got a non-organic, but I've heard from a few people that it is very similar to ProMix, so I thought I would give it a try. And I found that it's not very similar to ProMix at all, and I will show you how it went. Before we take a look at our plants grown in the two different potting mixes, let's take a look at each one and see what the differences are. So over here on the left, we've got our Sunshine Advanced Mix number 4, and this is the organic one. They have some non-organic one as well, but this is a 3 cubic foot compressed bale of potting mix, and I got this for $77.59, and I did verify that I did get this from Home Depot, and they had free shipping, so I went ahead and just ordered it online and got free shipping. But let's take a look at the ingredients here. We've got ingredients listed right here. We've got the 45 to 55% sphagnum peat moss, perlite, core, dolomite for pH, mycorrhiza, and an organic wetting agent. Now let's take a look at the ProMix. So the ProMix here, this was only 1 cubic foot. I would have got a bigger bag, but that's the size that they had. But that was only $11.99, so I could have gotten 3 of these for a lot less than the Sunshine Mix. So this is also the organic one. This is their garden mix, which is good for potting soil as well, and I would also use it for seed starting. So here are the ingredients. We've got sphagnum peat moss. This one is 80 to 90%, so a lot more peat moss than the Sunshine Mix. We've got core, perlite, and they're using ground limestone for the pH adjustment, a wetting agent, and mycorrhiza. So almost the same ingredients. This one does have more peat moss and a different pH adjuster. Right now let's take a look at the visual of each of these potting mixes. So this is fresh out of the bag. You can see the left one here. This is the ProMix. It is super fluffy. It just breaks apart really easily when you get it out of the bag. And there's not a whole lot of perlite in the ProMix, which I sometimes add a little bit more because I like the additional perlite. And over here on the right is the Sunshine Mix, and it comes out in big chunks. You practically have to chisel it out of the bag. I usually use this metal thing just to break it up, and you can see there's way more perlite in this mix. It's also a completely different color than the other one. This is more of a kind of a grayish color, while this is kind of, light brown. So visually you can tell there's a very big difference in the two mixes, and I would not compare them at all, even though they have similar ingredients. They definitely are not the same. So the only thing I still have in that Sunshine Mix are some snapdragons here, and I did an experiment with these. So each variety, I've got, for example, this butterfly bronze snapdragon. I've got the ProMix on the left side of the tray, and then the Sunshine Mix on the right. And you can clearly see the Sunshine Mix on the right there is much, much smaller than the ProMix on the left. Same with pretty much every single variety. This was the butterfly bronze. We've got the apple blossom here. This one isn't as big of a difference, but it is still considerably smaller. This one is probably the worst one. This is the apple blossom, and the ones here on the right are teeny tiny compared to the ones on the left. And then this one here is the 20 bronze. The 20 bronze actually is pretty close to the same size on both, which is surprising. But most of the other varieties, the Sunshine Mix is growing a lot more slowly. And I've repotted everything else out of the Sunshine Mix because I noticed on several of my plants they just weren't growing well. I had some peppers in there. I had, what else? I had a few different flowers in there, and everything was just growing unusually slowly. And as soon as I repotted those into ProMix, then they started really taking off and looking much better. So I can't wait to get these repotted and out of that sunshine mix. So there you have it. I'm sure you could tell I will not be purchasing this Sunshine Advanced Mix number 4 again in the future. If you've had luck with this particular potting soil, let me know, because I'm curious if it actually works for people. I'm not sure if it's the organic version that maybe isn't as good. I'm not sure, but I will not be using it again. But I am trying to use it up. I put a little tiny amount in the mix of ProMix just to give it a little bit more perlite, but I really use a small amount, and it's going to take me forever to go through this bag because this is a huge bag. But I'm going to be buying extra ProMix at the end of this season, or really I should probably buy it now so that I have plenty for starting my cuttings, peppers, onions, and other things next season. But I'm curious if you've got a potting soil that you use in your grow room that is a sterile mix and doesn't give you fungus gnats. If you're happy with that potting mix, let me know what it is down below and I might give it a try. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.